Shalom, shalom, Israel, Salakia. All hell was breaking loose with that last live. But Lord willing, brothers and sisters can hear me clearly, right? So, just a quick exhortation through the Spirit on brotherly love, right? First, giving all honor, glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's to magnify the name of the Lord, which is Yahweh, and His Son, which is Yahweh Shai, right? Quick edification through the Spirit on brotherly love, right? So we got to continue in brotherly love. That's how we show that we love the Most High and His people, right? Let's get that real quick, right? Through the Spirit. It's the book of First John. It's a quick exhortation, rapid fire through the Spirit. It's the book of First John, chapter, I'll get 5. It's the book of First John, chapter 5 and verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of God when we love God and keep His commandments. So the children of God is your neighbors. That's your brother, your sister, right? The people around you, the Israelites, right? Through the Spirit, this is how you love each other. And this is how you show love. When we love God and keep His commandments, right? For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments. So a lot of brothers brothers and sisters, a lot of people in the world, lost Israelites, they'll say, well, you got to love each other. That's the first, on these two hang the greatest commandments. You know, love each other and love the Father, right? But this is how you love each other, right? So we're going to break it down through the Spirit, right? And let's start with Galatians 5 and 14, right? It's the book of Galatians, right? Chapter 5, and it's actually in the law, how to love. But we're going to get there through the Spirit. But we're going to start in Galatians chapter 5 and verse 14. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So we just broke it down through the Spirit. How do you love your neighbor? Is by keeping the commandments. That's how you show that you love your neighbor, right? And let's get that. The book of Deuteronomy, or actually, let's get Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Right? So, hey, you know, even this is I like the whole 19th chapter. I mean, it's a lot of edification in Leviticus chapter 19. But plainly put, it says, thou shalt not hate thy brother, right? You should love your brother, right? And rebuke him, correct him through the Spirit. And this is how you love your neighbor, is by keeping the commandments. And that's one of the commandments, is by not hating your brothers, by rebuking them through the Spirit, correcting them, loving them, right? Now let's get 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 9. So like here. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 9. But as touching brotherly love, ye need not that I write unto you, for ye yourselves are taught of Yahweh to love one another. So we breaking it down through the Spirit, through the precepts, you get the understanding. Psalms 119 and 104. This is how you get the understanding, by the precepts. You love one another, and you're taught of Yahweh, the Most High God, to love one another. It's literally in the law. We just read that, right? And you have to love your brother and your sister, your neighbor, by keeping the commandments. The commandment is perfect, converting the soul, right? The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul, right? So this is how you would show that you love each other, is by dealing well with your neighbor, right? By keeping the commandment. Now let's get James chapter 2 through the Spirit and verse 8. It's the book of James chapter 2 and verse 8. If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. So you want to love your neighbor as you treat others as you would be treated. That's a proverb that they got in the world, right? So don't do any unrighteousness in judgment and rebuking and reproving your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. We just read that in James 2 and 8. That's how you will love each other. Treat somebody how you want to be treated, right? That's brotherly love. Charity, alms, give whatever you have to your neighbor, because that's what the Lord did for us, freely given, right? So this is the book of Romans, chapter 12, and verse 10, right? I'll start at verse 9. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. What is good? The law, right? Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. So what that's going into, keeping the commandments, preferring one another, keeping this law, preferring this over all the worldly aspects of doing things. Run to the law. Treat your brother, look at your brother, and then see Yahweh ultimately, right? Through the Most High, right? You're seeing the Lord, you're seeing your brother as yourself, and you would treat them accordingly as you would want to be treated, right? Preferring them, preferring that man or woman, that Israelite man or woman, to be treated as a royal, princess, prince, king, priest, as yourself, as you would want to be treated, right? So let's get the book of Hebrews, a couple more precepts, and I'm going to wind down. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, and verse 1. Let brotherly love continue, right? So you want to let brotherly love continue in all things. Magnify the name of the Lord, right? With all that you do, that you may be increased in your latter end, right? Let's get the book of John, chapter 13, and verse 34. So like it. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. So this is how you know that you love the Lord, right? You would keep the commandments, going back to the first precept, 1 John. And this is, actually, let me get one more precept in that. This is, it's not off topic, but, I love this precept because a lot of people say they know the Lord, right? And this is 1 John 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. So if you're saying that you love the Lord, you know the Lord, he's in your heart, but you're not keeping these commandments, and that's how you show that you love the Lord and the children of the Lord, your neighbors, your brothers and your sisters, you're a liar, right? So do all things in truth and sincerity. Let me get one more precept, right? Through the Spirit. One more precept, and I'm going to close it off. This is James chapter 1 and verse 22. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So this is a playbook, right? These are playbooks, right? All these books, all these things are written for our understanding. Through hope and patience, that we might have faith, right? Let me get that. I just butchered that whole thing. Let me get it, right? This is the book of Romans chapter 15 to 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So we have all these things written for our admonition and for our exhortation through the Spirit, to keep each other fervent through the Spirit, to keep each other locked in through the Spirit, right? Shalom to the mighty Akim, Barakatah, Shalom. But that was just a few precepts through the Spirit to understand how to love your brother, love your neighbor, love your sister, love the Israelites around you, and how to treat them through the Spirit. And with that, Kwam Yashala, Shalom.